Le Mont-Blanc, TDS, 3 minutes au départ.
So for the runners, they are going to leave downtown Courmayeur, and then they are climbing all the way up to 2,400 meters straight away. So they're straight in it this morning. No warm-up. They're going straight up to Courmayeur. See Giacomo and the gang up there on the mountain, and then they're going to run all the way. They're going to climb up beyond that to the Arête Montfav, down to Lac Combal, and then up to the... so we're going to be seeing the runners again on UTMB TV around about 7 a.m. this morning, so 3 hours into the race. And then we'll get to see the movers and groovers. Who's right at the front?
It's time to turn your body into running modality.
Throughout the race, they stay in, at least initially, in the Val d'Aosta. This valley, there are 7 different valleys that the UTMB touches.
Adventure, this great journey around Mont-Blanc.
El momento ha llegado. Estamos listos, estamos en punto de empezar. Muchísima suerte a todo el mundo y nos vemos en Chamonix.
You know, you see all these runners here, and there's family behind almost every one of those runners. And they're there on the sidelines. It's just electric here at the start.
As the energy cranks up here, 4 a.m. in the morning, and we're still rocking already, or we're beginning to rock at this year's UTMB Trail Running Festival. The big development this year, good news for everybody. We will have separate film crews following the lead male runners and the lead female runners. This is a big step up this year, so we're super happy about that because I think we're going to have 2 really exciting races.
We have fixed cameras at key locations. We have mobile cameras following the runners. It's going to be a great race to watch.
Oh yeah, and I've seen some of the electric bikes fully rigged up with cameras as well. So we're going to get the footage last year was amazing. It's going to be better this year. Here we go.
7, 6, 5,
4, 3,
2, 1.
bye!
There it is,
Here
your
we
countdown
go.
in Italian. Multinational race.
There they go.
100 different countries represented in this festival of races. And they're headed off now for 90 miles, 29,000 vertical feet.
So yeah, they're going to head down the high street here in Courmayeur before they head around over through Dolon, through the playground area, the bottom of the descent of the ski area, and then they're going to start the climb up to Courmayeur.
We're about 1,600 runners starting today.
Keystone Cops as they go left, right, anywhere they go. Here we go. This is what we're going to be seeing throughout the next 5 days at UTMB. So we've got runners. We've got runners with cameras. So yeah, this is a good start.
Good start. They're on this shopping street, walking street in Courmayeur, and they've made their way through the town square and headed off.
So on your right-hand side in the white, that will be bib number, I'm not reading it, I'm just guessing, but that's going to be 6001, so Tom Evans. So yeah, so he's there. The runner's looking forward to escaping. So here we go, along the high street here in Courmayeur.
Past the Hotel Royal. They just passed this great little center where they give talks in the summertime about various things that matter in the mountains. And they're well attended. The people in Courmayeur have a great interest in keeping safety in the mountains as well as learning about climate change and other things. Very important aspects of this race as well. We're so happy that the people of Courmayeur welcome the TDS, the CCC, and the UTMB.
There we go. They got the police escort as they slightly descend now around the outskirts of Courmayeur before they go under the main road that drops down to the river crossing, and they will have the sports centre the center of the UTMB race later on this week. Sports Center on their right-hand side.
And for those of you who are watching, perhaps for the first time to see how an ultra trail run works, each of these racers has a light on their head and maybe in their hand to keep the course illuminated.
Well, yeah, that's safety. And first daylight in this part of the world is going to be in about 2 hours' time. So they've got about 2 hours of running with the head torches.
And that's how they say it in Great Britain. Thank you, Keith Byrne.
Oh, sorry. And for those of you wondering why we don't normally do the commentary over the night, I think the right-hand image is kind of answering that question because there's not a lot to see, but we're doing our best. They're going to drop down. When they drop down to the roundabout now, we'll get a bit more daylight. It'll be illuminated once more. But yeah, and these guys, they have got 19 hours. These guys at the front, 19 hours of running ahead of them.
Yeah, you see these front runners haven't even turned on their headlamps yet. Just trying to conserve their batteries as long as possible, carry as little as and light a weight as possible, thinking that's going to be what helps them get through the race.
Yeah, so these guys at the front here, 19 hours, expected first runners in. The last runners, respect, they'll be out on the course for the full 42 hours, getting their money's worth of the trail running that is amazing in this part of the world.
So if you're here in Chamonix, that means stay tuned all day long, but particularly tonight at about 10 o'clock.
11 o'clock,
so.
Randy. Between 10 and 11, we expect the leaders to come in here to a very busy Chamonix, and it's only going to get busier and busier as the weekend kind of gets closer and closer. So here we go, down
under
along
the highway.
Yeah, exactly. Heading down to the river crossing. Nice kind of a loosener for the legs.
And they cross over the river here to a small town called Dolon, a historical town, just picturesque across the river from Courmayeur, just right across the river, and the site of the teleferique or the gondola.
Exactly.
To
and
the ski area.
This is great now for the runners. They've been doing all the tapering, blah, 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 so now they can actually go running. And also, this early section just starts to feel, is everything good? Did I pack everything right? Is there anything bouncing around in my pack? This is a chance to just kind of do the fine-tuning, and then it's like full speed ahead for the next 145 kilometers.
You know, I'm guessing if you talk to most of these families and most of these runners, they will say that they've already been out at night training to do this. So this won't be their first time out at night. And their spouses, their partners, their families will remember that these folks were not there one morning because they've been out practicing exactly this.
Exactly. So one thing you've noticed maybe on the back of all the runners on their pack, there is a little white tag. So that is something that when the runners go to registration to get their kit checked, the race pack that they plan to race with is tagged so that they are unable to change that pack stays the same pack throughout the whole race, so there's no changing of that. So and we'll talk later on today about the mandatory kit that each runner has to take with them out on the course.
So you can hear the breath of the runner who is leading this group. They found a few elite runners who can keep up with the front runners.
And the cameraman.
And the cameraman. Yeah, that's what I mean. The cameraman is an elite runner.
He is.
Who's able to keep up and be a little rabbit in front of them until they get to the steep part.
So I've got a DNS for Tom Evans, which is very confusing. So yes, from looking at the live updates, so Tom is a DNS according to that. So maybe I'm making the wrong call there. So we'll see who that was.
All right, they're across the top of the screen. You see the elapsed time since the start of the race. 8 minutes. We're just 8 minutes into this race, and we've got a lot of time ahead. So we want to bring you this race, all the aspects of the ultra trail, what it means to be racing here in this iconic place around the Mont-Blanc. So many people want to get into this race. They can't even let them all in, and they have to have a lottery system and a point system that allows the runners to qualify for these events. So we're talking about runners who have spent quite a bit of time, perhaps 1 or 2 years, getting ready to show up on the start line today.
That was the American runner there. That was number 6009. So that is Jimmy Elam. So just picked up on him. So he's from his club is racing club is Team Rabbit.